I read in the papers they're robbers with flags.
Dancing, romancing, always on the go. Sunshine and down. Turn on the ACM and D6 this night. You do a little. Get out of here with it. And don't come back for more. I wandered all around.
Millions of people heard these songs on the radio in 1953, but today, many of the artists behind them have almost disappeared from memory. This was a magical era in American music, a time when families gathered around the radio, jukeboxes filled small-town diners, and a single song could become the soundtrack of a first love, a special dance, or a memory that lasted a lifetime. But here's the question that still sparks debate. Were the biggest stars of 1953 truly the most unforgettable?
How much is that doggie in the window? The
Oh, get out of here with it before I call the cops. Oh, get out of here. In old Mexico, they call him the Rumba King. Beats all the wind.
Or did these forgotten one-hit wonders create songs that were just as powerful, maybe even better, than the legends we still celebrate? These one-hit wonders captured the emotions, dreams, and stories of an entire generation. Some became timeless classics, while others disappeared almost overnight, leaving behind only one unforgettable moment. Today, we revisit 15 incredible one-hit wonders from 1953 that prove one great song can sometimes leave a bigger legacy than an entire career. And wait until you hear our number one, because many fans still disagree about whether it deserves the top spot.
Now the time has come to part, the time for weeping.
Number 15, Vaya Con Dios, Les Paul and Mary Ford.
Vaya con Dios, my love.
In 1953, few songs captured the feeling of romance and longing quite like Vaya Con Dios. Performed by Les Paul and Mary Ford, this beautiful recording brought together gentle guitar sounds, emotional vocals, and a melody that seemed to stay in people's hearts long after the song ended. For many families, this was the music playing through living room radios during quiet evenings, Sunday gatherings, and unforgettable moments shared with loved ones.
Wherever you may be, I'll be beside you.
But here is where the debate begins. Many people remember the song instantly, yet fewer remember the incredible artists behind it. Was Vaya Con Dios simply a perfect moment in time? Or was it one of the most beautiful forgotten treasures of the early 1950s? Decades later, its charm proves that some songs never truly disappear.
We were waltzing together.
Number 14, Changing Partners, Patti Page.
When they called out, change partners.
The early 1950s were filled with songs about romance, dancing, and moments that felt simpler than today. Changing Partners by Patti Page became one of those unforgettable records that captured the emotions of an entire generation. With its gentle rhythm and elegant melody, the song became a favorite for couples dancing together and families listening around the radio. It reflected a time when a single song could create memories that lasted for decades.
So I'll keep changing partners.
But there is an interesting question surrounding this hit. Was Changing Partners remembered because of the song itself, or because it represented a special moment in American culture? Although Patti Page had many successes during her career, this particular recording remains one of the songs most closely connected with 1953. For those who lived through that era, the melody still brings back memories of a different America.
I dragged it and opened it up, and much to my surprise, ooh, I discovered a...
Number 13, April in Paris, Count Basie Orchestra.
Oh, get out of here with it before I call the cops. Oh, get out of here with it.
Some songs do not need lyrics to create unforgettable memories. April in Paris by the Count Basie Orchestra proved that a powerful melody could tell an entire story without saying a single word. Released during a golden era for jazz, this recording brought elegance and sophistication to listeners across America. Its smooth arrangement and unforgettable atmosphere made it a favorite among fans of big band music.
But this is what she hollered at me as I walked in the door. Ah, get out of here with that.
For those who grew up during this period, songs like this represented late-night radio, elegant dances, and a world filled with musical imagination. But years later, many younger listeners may recognize the melody without knowing the name behind it. That is what makes recordings like April in Paris fascinating. Sometimes the songs that define an era are not always the ones that remain in the spotlight.
I know I'd go from rags to riches.
Number 12, Rags to Riches, Tony Bennett.
So open your arms and you'll open.
Every generation has a song that seems to appear at exactly the right moment. In 1953, that song was Rags to Riches by Tony Bennett. With his powerful voice and dramatic delivery, Bennett turned this recording into one of the biggest hits of the year. It represented hope, ambition, and the classic American dream, the idea that anyone could rise above their circumstances. But here is where the controversy begins.
Must I forever be a beggar?
Can a song by Tony Bennett truly belong on a one-hit wonders list? Many fans would argue no, because Bennett became one of the greatest singers in music history. Yet, Rags to Riches remains a perfect example of a song that defined a specific moment in time. Whether you call it a classic or a surprising choice, its impact on 1953 is impossible to deny. Number 11, The Glowworm, The Mills Brothers. Before rock and roll changed everything, vocal harmony groups ruled the American airwaves. The Glowworm by the Mills Brothers brought a warm, gentle sound that perfectly matched the mood of the early 1950s. The group's smooth voices and unique style made this recording stand out among countless songs competing for attention. It was the kind of song families enjoyed together, creating memories through simple melodies and beautiful harmonies. But decades later, many listeners remember the sound more than the name behind it. That raises an interesting question. Why do some songs survive in people's memories while the artists who created them slowly fade away? The Glowworm remains a charming reminder of an era when vocal groups, radio programs, and heartfelt performances were at the center of American musical life.
You, I'm in love with you.
Number 10, You, The Ames Brothers.
We were meant for each other, sure.
In 1953, romantic songs were everywhere, but few captured the feeling of devotion quite like You by the Ames Brothers. With their smooth harmonies and emotional delivery, the group created a song that connected with listeners across America. It was the kind of record people played during quiet evenings, slow dances, and moments when a simple melody could bring back powerful memories. For many families, this was the sound of a different era.
To have, to hold, and to love.
A time when singers could become household names through the magic of radio. But years later, the Ames Brothers are not remembered the way many expected. Their voices remain familiar to those who grew up with this music, yet their place in history has become much smaller. Was You just a hit from the past, or a forgotten masterpiece that deserves more recognition?
My name is Wednesday. I work out a homicide. Monday, February 2nd, 10:22 a.m. Bumped into chicken.
Number 9, The Little Blue Riding Hood, Stan Freberg.
Pardon me, ma'am. Can I talk to you just a minute, ma'am?
What about?
Nothing much, ma'am. Just want to ask you a few questions. What's your name?
Not every unforgettable song from 1953 was a love ballad. Some became memorable because they were completely different from anything else on the radio. The Little Blue Riding Hood by Stan Freberg brought humor, creativity, and a unique style that made listeners stop and pay attention. Instead of following traditional music trends, Freberg created something playful and unexpected. During the early 1950s, songs like this gave families a reason to laugh together while listening to the radio at home.
Wait on her, Joe.
I just played a hunch, Frank. Just a hunch. Just a lucky guess. Sometimes a hunch.
But decades later, many people have forgotten just how popular this kind of novelty music once was. That is what makes Stan Freberg's recording so interesting. It represents a time when a clever idea and a memorable performance could become a nationwide sensation. Sometimes, the songs that seem unusual are the ones that preserve the personality of an entire generation.
You saw me crying in the chapel.
Number 8. Crying in the Chapel, The Orioles.
I searched and I searched, but
Before rock and roll exploded, doo-wop groups were creating some of the most emotional music America had ever heard. Crying in the Chapel by the Orioles was one of those songs that touched millions of listeners. With its gentle harmonies and heartfelt message, the recording carried a sense of reflection and emotion that connected with people of all ages. For many who grew up in the early 1950s,
yes, we gather in the chapel.
this was the sound of quiet evenings, family gatherings, and radios playing softly in the background. But despite its success, the Orioles never became as widely remembered as many later vocal groups. And that leads to the debate. Why do some songs remain timeless, while the artists behind them slowly disappear? Crying in the Chapel proves that even a single unforgettable recording can leave a lasting mark on music history. Number 7. Oh, the Pee Wee King Orchestra. In the early 1950s, instrumental and orchestra recordings still had a powerful place on American radio. Oh, by the Pee Wee King Orchestra was one of those charming songs that reflected the musical style of its time. Without relying on flashy production or modern technology, the recording created a memorable atmosphere through melody and arrangement alone. For listeners in 1953, songs like this were part of everyday life. They filled homes, restaurants, and dance halls, creating the soundtrack for ordinary moments that became lifelong memories. But as musical trends changed, many of these orchestra recordings slowly disappeared from popular memory. That makes Oh a fascinating piece of the past. It reminds us that before rock stars dominated the spotlight, talented musicians and arrangers were creating songs that shaped the emotions of an entire generation.
South of the border, hey, I know a lad, he's got more fun.
Number 6. Mexican Joe, Jim Reeves.
In old Mexico, they call him the Rumba King. Beats all the way.
Before Jim Reeves became known as one of country music's legendary voices, he introduced himself to America with Mexican Joe. Released in 1953, the song brought a fun and memorable style that quickly connected with listeners. Its catchy melody and storytelling captured the imagination of country and pop audiences alike. For many people, this was the kind of song that played through radios in homes, farms, and small towns across America.
Dancing, romancing, always on the go, sun shining down.
But this song also creates an interesting debate. Can an artist who later became a country legend really be considered a one-hit wonder? Some fans would strongly disagree. while others see Mexican Joe as the unforgettable moment when millions first discovered his voice. Regardless of how you classify it, this song represents an important chapter in the changing sound of American music during the 1950s. Number 5. Ebb Tide, Frank Chaxfield Orchestra. Some songs become unforgettable because they capture a feeling that words cannot explain. Ebb Tide by Frank Chaxfield Orchestra was one of those rare recordings. With its dramatic arrangement and sweeping melody, the song created a sense of romance, mystery, and emotion. It was the perfect soundtrack for quiet evenings and moments of reflection. During the early 1950s, instrumental music still had the power to tell stories without a singer leading the way. For those who remember this era, songs like Ebb Tide bring back images of old radios, elegant dances, and a slower pace of life. But today, many listeners know the melody without knowing the artist behind it. That is why this recording remains fascinating. Sometimes the most beautiful songs are not the ones that stay famous forever. They are the ones hidden inside our memories.
And I'll hear you promise.
Number 4. I'm Walking Behind You, Eddie Fisher.
You're still on my mind.
In 1953, Eddie Fisher delivered one of the most emotional ballads of the year with I'm Walking Behind You. The song captured feelings of heartbreak, longing, and unspoken love, emotions that connected deeply with listeners during the golden age of traditional pop music. Its gentle arrangement and Fisher's expressive voice made it a favorite on radio stations across America. For many people growing up during this era, this was the kind of song attached to personal memories.
But I shall wish again.
First loves, lost relationships, and moments they never forgot. But as music changed and rock and roll took over, many singers from this period faded from the spotlight. That raises an important question. Did the arrival of new musical styles cause America to forget some truly talented performers? I'm Walking Behind You remains proof that the early 1950s created songs filled with genuine emotion.
No other love have I.
Number 3. No Other Love, Perry Como.
Into the night I cry, hurry home.
Few voices represented the elegance of the early 1950s better than Perry Como. No Other Love became one of his most memorable recordings, combining a beautiful melody with his smooth, relaxed vocal style. The song reflected an era when romance and sophistication dominated popular music. It was the type of record families enjoyed together and couples remembered for decades. But just like our number 12 selection, this song creates a major debate.
No other love have I.
Can a Perry Como classic truly belong in a one-hit wonders countdown? Many fans would say absolutely not. Como was a superstar with a legendary career. Yet No Other Love represents something bigger, a single song that perfectly captured the emotions and culture of 1953. Whether you consider it a controversial choice or a nostalgic treasure, there is no denying that this song remains one of the defining sounds of its generation.
How much is that doggie in the window?
Number 2. That Doggie in the Window, Hattie Page.
If he has a dog, he won't be lonesome. And the dog...
Few songs from 1953 created as much excitement and recognition as That Doggie in the Window. Performed by Hattie Page, this cheerful and unforgettable recording became a cultural phenomenon. Its playful lyrics and catchy melody made it impossible to ignore, especially for families and children listening to the radio. But this song also remains one of the most debated choices on any nostalgic countdown.
I read in the papers there are robbers with flags.
Some people remember it with affection as a symbol of childhood memories. Others argue that it was simply too different from traditional pop hits. Love it or hate it, there is one thing nobody can deny. Millions of people knew this song. Decades later, it remains one of the clearest examples of how a simple melody can become part of an entire generation's memories.
If I stand starry-eyed.
Number 1. Stranger in Paradise, The Four Aces.
Won't you answer the fervent prayer?
At number 1, we have a song that represents the elegance, romance, and unforgettable emotion of 1953. Stranger in Paradise by the Four Aces brought Broadway-style beauty to millions of listeners. With its sweeping melody and powerful harmonies, the song felt larger than life. For those who grew up during this era, it was more than just music. It was the sound of evening radio,
But open your angel's arms.
family gatherings, and a time when a beautiful song could become part of your personal story. But today, many younger generations may recognize the melody without knowing the group behind it. And that is exactly why songs like this deserve to be remembered. Because music history is not only about the artists who stayed famous forever. Sometimes, the greatest memories come from the voices that time almost forgot.
Into the night I cry, hurry home.
If he has a dog, he won't be lonesome. And the dog.
Won't you answer the fervent prayer?
In old Mexico they call him the Rumba King. Beats all the...
The songs of 1953 were more than just melodies on a record. They were memories written into the lives of millions. They filled homes through AM radios, echoed from jukeboxes, and became the soundtrack of first dances, family gatherings, and moments that people carried with them for decades. Some of these artists became legends. Others disappeared after creating just one unforgettable song. But maybe that is what makes these one-hit wonders so fascinating. Because sometimes, one magical recording can leave a deeper mark than an entire career. These forgotten one-hit wonders prove that a song's true power is not measured only by fame, but by the memories it creates. Now it's your turn. Which song from 1953 deserves to be remembered forever? Do you agree with our number 1 choice, or did we completely miss a forgotten classic? Because these one-hit wonders may belong to the past, but the emotions behind them never truly disappear.